Happening now, the confusion continues about New York State's COVID-19 report card, plus the latest on a fatal crash locally yesterday.
And it's another sunny day and the weekend is looking fantastic. I've got the complete details next as the news at noon starts right now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now on this Friday. I'm Justin Gould. A new statistic added to the state's school COVID-19 report card could lead to some confusion among parents, students, and even school officials. School officials only learned of the latest changes to this ever-changing dashboard based on an inquiry from WNY News Now this morning. Jamestown School's District Chief Information Officer, Jesse Joy, tells us that the schools face problems reporting information because the dashboard has changed several times in the past few weeks. The new statistics for lab-reported positive tests may not reflect how many students have actually tested positive for the virus, she says. The statistic does not reflect positive results known to school districts or confirmed by the Chautauqua County Health Department themselves. Now, critics of the state's report card system have listed concerns about accuracy and timeliness and errors in reporting. We have a phone call into Chautauqua County Public Health Director Christine Schuyler, who last week told us her concerns about this reporting method and the lack of data on that board. We, of course, will continue to update this story and bring you more at WNYNewsNow.com. Meanwhile, SUNY Chancellor Jim Malatras and the state's Public Employee Federation have announced an agreement to perform free but mandatory COVID-19 testing at all SUNY schools and hospitals. The agreement follows similar work with other SUNY employee unions. SUNY officials say they can now process approximately 120,000 COVID tests each week because of testing breakthroughs at the SUNY Upstate Medical University. Now through December 31st, all SUNY employees who are required to physically go to campus are required to take the tests and will be tested at the same frequency as students. Officials say the tests will help pinpoint and contain the virus and possibly prevent outbreaks. A rock star, a fighter, a winner. That's how Supreme Court Justice John Roberts described his colleague and friend Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The late justice is lying in repose at the Supreme Court, giving pundits and the public the opportunity to honor her life and legacy. Camille Burnell has the latest.
For the final time, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg returning to the Supreme Court.
Among the words that best describe Ruth, tough, brave, a fighter, a winner, but also thoughtful, careful, compassionate, honest.
An army of more than 100 of her former clerks stood watch over her casket, some taking it up the stone steps leading to the Great Hall, where the liberal icon presided for almost 30 years.
She will live on in what she did to improve the law and the lives of all of us. And yet, still, Ruth is gone, and we grieve.
Politicians and the public paying their respects.
She was a fighter for all women.
But on Capitol Hill, Republicans quickly working to fill Justice Ginsburg's seat before the election.
The person I'll be putting up is highly qualified, totally brilliant. I can't imagine why a Democrat wouldn't vote for this person.
And Democrats already vowing retaliation.
Everything is on the table.
This is a gigantic mistake and abuse of power.
Senators are strategizing over the open Supreme Court seat and pondering the person President Trump may pick.
The president's put forward a list of incredibly talented potential nominees, including Indiana's own judge, Amy Coney Barrett.
We have not had a Supreme Court justice from Florida. Barbara Lagoa is a qualified jurist.
The president will be at the Supreme Court Thursday, paying tribute to the legendary life of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. In Washington, I'm Camila Burnell.
Camila, thank you. President Trump is planning to announce his new Supreme Court nominee this Saturday at 5. He says the High Court will need all 9 justices to decide on the legacy of mail-in vote, or the legitimacy rather of mail-in voting in November. Here's a live look at Capitol Hill now, where just hours ago Ginsburg was moved from the Supreme Court building in Washington, D.C. to now lie in state at Capitol Hill. She is the first woman and Jewish person in history to lie in state at the U.S. Capitol. Well, back here at home, saying a relatively new tax on portions of fiber optic projects is harming efforts to increase rural broadband access. State Senator George Borrello is fighting to eliminate it. Borrello has introduced a new bill to repeal a recently enacted fee that he says makes new broadband projects cost prohibitive to most carriers. Borrello questions state officials' claims that 98% of the state now has access to broadband. He says a new study shows that only 27% of all New York State high school students have access, which impacts their abilities to get an education during the COVID-19 pandemic. The senator says Governor Andrew Cuomo has called broadband access a vital public utility as electric, water, and gas, yet New York tax, which was in the 2020 budget, is the only tax on utilities using states' road rights of way. Borrello says the tax imposes problems for adding broadband systems to many rural areas, including Chautauqua County. Well, we hope everybody is having a great day, and we thank you so much for joining us here for WNY News Now. Let's get a check of our comments and say hello to Julie. Good to see Brett, Donna. Great to see David as well on the broadcast. Scott, Pam, Wanda, Joseph, and Wendy. Hopefully everybody's having a great Friday. We thank you so much for tuning in today. Let's now get a check of our First Defense weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is standing by with that. And Dakota, it's a pretty nice looking shot behind you there.
Yes, it is. And happy Friday, everybody. At the end of another work week, and the colors already starting to change in essentially parts of the region. This is from on top of the Warren City Bank in downtown Warren. You can actually see some of the fall colors starting to pop up there. And I'll show you the current fall foliage map here in just a second here. So the satellite and radar composite shows you there is really not a cloud in the sky, but if you look really close down here, you can actually see some of the fog actually going away as the morning started, as we started the morning. Fall foliage report from Wednesday. Much of New York State now is in this yellow shade, so the colors are starting to change, but if you really want the vibrant colors, you have to head way up here in the upstate region up here. The colors are vibrant here, and I do suspect that next week we're going to get much cooler, so I do suspect some nice fall colors to be showing up here by the time we go into next week. 72 was the high yesterday. We started the day at 52, 85, and 26 are the record highs and lows for this day set at the Jamestown airport. So through the afternoon today, lots and lots of sunshine. It is unseasonably mild today, so hey, short sleeve shirts, go and do them. A moderate UV index today, 71 at the Lake Erie shoreline to 80, while inland with a southwest wind that should be light. I forgot to put the T on there, but it should be light winds. The weekend is gonna, yes. Justin gave me a thumbs down for that one, but that's my, it should be T. Anyway, back to you. Back to you, Justin.
That's it?
I've got nothing else.
Okay. Thanks, Dakota. Well, an 85-year-old woman has died after a propane truck struck her sedan at the intersection of Center and South Roberts Road in Sheridan yesterday. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office says that Henrietta Gonzato did not see the truck approaching when she pulled out in front of it. That collision caused the truck to overturn and leak liquid propane on the roadway. She was airlifted to Hammett Hospital, where she later passed away. The driver of the truck, a 52-year-old Dunkirk man, was taken to Brooks Memorial Hospital nearby with injuries. The Chautauqua County hazmat team assisted several local fire departments clean up that spilt propane. Well, you're not going to believe this one. An Erie County man has been charged by the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office after he allegedly gave deputies a false name which he couldn't spell. Deputies were investigating a suspicious vehicle parked at the Tops Market on Jackson Street in Silver Creek yesterday at about 2:30 in the morning. 27-year-old Sean Swartz allegedly gave officers a false name, date of birth, and wasn't able to spell that name for them. Deputies observed several pills in plain view of his vehicle. Schwartz was also found in possession of a quantity of crack cocaine and some Xanax. The man was issued several appearance tickets and released. Coming up next, a look at New York's plan to roll out a COVID-19 vaccine. And later, we meet Molly, our pet of the week. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you. When you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app. Stay up to date on local news, weather, and sports that matter to you. Plus, subscribe to breaking news and weather alerts from the team that puts coverage first. In addition, watch news as it happens with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network. Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
And welcome back. The Chautauqua County Department of Health says a more than 2-month-long boil water order near Casadega now has been lifted. The order for customers in the Pomfret Water District Lilydale supply first went into effect on Tuesday, July 14th of this year. After samples were collected this week, health officials determined the water is now safe to drink. Since July, a chlorine booster station has been installed to eliminate bacteria found in the pipes. If water does appear brown, officials say don't worry. Residents should run cold water until after it appears clear. If the water has a strong odor of chlorine, letting it sit in an open pitcher before using it will allow that chlorine to disperse. Meanwhile, a similar order in nearby Fredonia does continue. Leaders say 2 filter beds have been replaced and are in service, while a 3rd bed is in the process of being replaced, with a 4th that will be replaced later on. The village hopes that cloudiness in the water will continue to drop as filters are installed. After further testing, they expect to lift that order. Bottles of water will be distributed this weekend from 9 to noon Saturday. The water order in Fredonia was first put into place on September 10th. Well, New York State's governor has formed a group of scientists, doctors, and health experts to develop a plan to distribute a COVID-19 vaccine once one is approved by the federal government. Governor Andrew Cuomo, during an update yesterday in New York City, says the independent group will review every authorized vaccine and will advise state leaders on the vaccine's safety and effectiveness in fighting COVID-19. He says his goal is for New York to become the first state that's COVID-free.
administering a vaccine to every New Yorker, this is a massive undertaking. And the vaccines have to be stored at minus 80 degrees centigrade. You're going to have issues of public confidence, whether or not the vaccine is safe. We're not sure what the federal government's role is going to be. I don't think the federal government understands what its role is going to be. So it's going to be a monumental undertaking in any event.
The governor is reminding New Yorkers to stay vigilant as the positive coronavirus cases do continue to rise around the country and the world. For comparison, Cuomo shared some charts yesterday which showed that New York had cases decreasing while other states had positive cases on the rise. President Donald Trump says that a vaccine could be as ready as early as Election Day. Well, for more than 3 years, the president has promised to repeal the Affordable Care Act. His administration, though, has missed some self-imposed deadlines since 2017. And a previous effort to pass a Republican health care bill failed. As John Lawrence reports, the White House hopes its latest effort won't fall to the same fate.
President Trump details his health care executive orders Thursday in Charlotte, North Carolina.
My plan expands affordable insurance options, reduces the cost of prescription drugs, will end surprise medical billing, increases fairness through price transparency.
The president adding on Twitter that the America First healthcare plan offers better care by calling on Congress to pass legislation to curb surprise medical billing.
By contrast, the Democrat Party is pushing a socialist nightmare. Their plans will result in rationing care, denying choice, putting Americans on wait lists.
One of the orders aims to protect people with pre-existing conditions, something the Affordable Care Act already does. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden and his team aren't impressed.
The American people are not going to fall for Trump's empty words and broken promises. They know there's only one candidate in the race who fought tooth and nail, shoulder to shoulder with President Obama to expand access to health care for more than 20 million Americans, and that's Joe Biden.
Other critics of the president's plan say voters need to make their voices heard on Election Day.
I have faith in the American people that when they figure out that their health care is in jeopardy with this nominee, and they can stop it by one raising their voices, one hopes that even Republicans will listen to their constituents.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
John, thank you. The president also mentioned yesterday that senior citizens will receive $200 cards in the coming weeks to help them purchase prescription medications. A senior administrative official for the White House says the money will come in the form of a discount card for prescription drug copays. Well, pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin spice muffins, and pumpkin spice cookies all sound good this time of year. But pumpkin spice mac and cheese? Is that something we can get behind? Well, it's a thing, that's for sure. Thanks to Kraft, the box of fall-flavored comfort food comes with dry macaroni noodles and a pumpkin spice-flavored powder to add to the classic cheese powder, along with sprinkles to put on top. But there is a catch. You'll have to add your name to a waiting list, and only 1,000 people will actually be able to get it. And get this, it's only available in Canada. But hey, maybe that's good news for us pumpkin spice haters out there. And fall fanatics can just use some of their own inspiration in the kitchen. I don't know, Dakota. It sounds kind of gross.
Just make your own. I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't really care for boxed macaroni and cheese. I much prefer homemade macaroni and cheese. Like, you know, you make the cheese sauce from scratch, you cook the pasta, you add some hamburger, some bacon in it.
I agree.
Bake it.
Delicious. I don't
Good
know
stuff.
if I could get behind pumpkin spice.
I don't know.
It just seems, I mean, maybe pumpkin mac and cheese might be good. But I guess I'd try it. I would try it.
I don't know.
I had this apple beer last night, and I wasn't too sure about it.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious. Absolutely.
All beer is nasty. That's the
No,
end
you're
of the
not a
story.
beer
But one
fan.
thing that's not nasty are my shoes. I don't know
Yeah,
if you guys
I was
can see
actually
this.
gonna ask
I'll have
you
to take
about
my
this.
shoe off, but how about these shoes? These are shoes that have radar echoes on them. These are some sexy looking shoes, people.
They are.
I got
Those
these
are
for my birthday.
good-looking
so,
shoes, Dakota.
Yes.
I like them.
Yes.
Now you're a true weatherman. You got weather from your head to your toe.
Exactly. I've got it exactly from the brain, and also I've got this nice little signage over here. It's a
Yeah.
little poster.
You'll
but
have to put the shoes with the poster. It's a
yeah,
good
there we
match.
go. We'll do
There you
that.
go.
There you go. Anyway, let's take a look at Lakes 1 and we'll talk about the rainfall deficit. We do need a drink around here. We have not had rain in quite a while. Look at how much rain we've had since the 1st of September. Less than an inch. Look at where we should be this time of the year, over 3.5 inches. So our rainfall deficit as we run now is 2.63 inches. We need rain, and we're going to get a little bit of rain going into next week. And you'll see it here on the chance of rain here. Nothing over the next couple of days, nothing over the weekend. It's not until Monday and Tuesday of next week we'll start to see a little bit of rain coming in here with a trough and likely a low pressure system passing to our north and west. 69 as a noon hour right now, south wind to 6, and the dew point relatively low, so we don't have a heat index, or should I say a wind chill index either, because it's relatively warm out there for this time of the year. Hey, Sunday, Buffalo Bills back home. It is they're taking on the LA Rams. Of course, you can't go to the game, but it's going to be warm on Sunday. Temperatures lower 80s with lots of sunshine. So we all know everybody around here, except me, is rooting for the Bills. Patriots are 1-1 right now. We'll see where we go next week. I know nobody cares, but that's just where it is. All right. Satellite and radar composite shows you just a dome of clear skies with a high pressure area that is parked over the northeast. This down here is what's left of Tropical Storm Beta. It's basically just a remnant circulation. This is ultimately going to pass out to sea, but you can see some of the rain impacting parts of the Virginias and North Carolina. So let's talk about the weekend here, and not so much the weekend as it is next week. So this is one of the long range computer models showing you the weekend dry. The weekend is going to be uttered in mediocrity. That's why we put mediocre in there. And it's going to be very warm. Temperatures upper 70s to lower 80s in spots over the weekend. So open up the pool, do anything outdoors over this weekend. It is going to be fantastic. Now, as we get into next week, we're going to see a upper level trough digging into much of the Great Lakes. That is ultimately going to usher in cooler air, and it is also going to bring in a chance for a few showers as we go into early next week. You can see the showers popping up here, scattered showers and rumbles will be likely. And then as we head into Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, there will be a chance with a low passing well to our north and west. It may set up some gusty winds likely Tuesday and Wednesday. Now the timing on that is all, there's no consistency with the models on that right now. So that is something that we're going to continue to fine tune as we go throughout the weekend. So for tonight, 49 to 57, basically just a repeat of last night. So with some patchy fog setting up by morning. So tonight is going to be fantastic. How about the future? Next 7 days of your life coming up, 78 on Saturday. How about 80 on Wednesday? This is feeling more like August than it should be late September. And then as we head into early next week, we'll see a chance for a few rain showers popping up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And by the later part of next week, Justin, highs go down into the lower 50s as we start October next Thursday.
All right, certainly fall's on the way, Dakota. Thank you. Well, in an effort to help animals find their forever home, we're partnering with the Chautauqua County Humane Society in our favorite segment, dubbed the Pet of the Week. Joining us live now is Brian Papalea, the Director of Community Relations with the Chautauqua County Humane Society. Brian, TGIF to you. Thanks for being here today.
All right, thanks for having us, Justin. I'm going to switch the camera around here so you can see Molly. She's getting a drink because we've been out here playing for about 20 minutes or so. And Molly's 9 years old, and she's up for adoption here at the Chautauqua County Humane Society. She does well with other dogs here. Of course, we would do meet with any dog that might come to meet her. But she's very friendly. She's just a loving girl, and we'd love to have her meet her family.
Absolutely. Now, today's a great day to be out, Brian, playing with Molly. How has she been? Is she pretty receptive to the toys and pretty friendly in that sense?
I'm going to see here. We'll give it a test. She's been good so far there we go. There she goes. Yep. Yeah, she loves to get a good shot of her coming back. There we go. Good job. Good girl.
Wow, what a pretty girl.
We do have some big news here at the Humane Society. We have changed the date of our Walk for Paws. Yeah, our Walk for Paws is now going to be Halloween Day. It's the Walk for Paws Pet Costume Parade, and it's going to be at the Chautauqua Mall, noon to 2 on Halloween.
Oh, really? So an in-person event now compared to the virtual?
Yes, it will be safe, socially distanced, no registration or anything. People can, because we're just trying to keep the contact down to as zero as we can, close to zero. So, yeah, we just made the discovery we could do that late yesterday.
Wow, that's some late-breaking news then here on the broadcast, Brian. So that's really great because
We interrupt this program for a CBS Radio Net Alert Bulletin.
But no, in all seriousness, it's that event, and we talked about this last week, is what makes most of your work there possible, and to be able to take care of dogs like Molly and connect her with the right people.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we're very grateful to the folks at the mall for offering this opportunity. And, it gives people that connection. And we will have a small adoption event at that same time up at the mall, because the mall has donated a space for us to use. So we're just really excited to have this opportunity to have the audience connect with us.
Yeah, it certainly is. So anything people can know, I mean, if they're not involved yet, but they want to get involved, what's the best way that they can do that?
CHQHumane.org is the place to go. You'll find all the information. There'll be T-shirts for people that do a certain amount of fundraising. There's prizes for people that do larger amounts of fundraising. So it's a lot of fun. And now they'll get a chance to show off their pets in costume.
Yeah, it certainly will. And I think it's a lot. Is it cool for you guys to see at the Humane Society animals who maybe you adopted out come back to that event and see them with their family?
Well, something that I will say, and I can say this for everybody in this building, volunteer, staff, board member, or otherwise, we love to see our friends. Dogs like Molly, they stay here, and some are here for just a few days, some are here for a few months. We get connected, we get attached, and to see, pets that are doing well in their homes, it's just really reaffirming to what we do, and it just makes us feel good.
Yeah, certainly does. So, Brian, thank you so much for spending time with us today. We really appreciate it. And again, to learn more about Molly, who you see there, all you have to do is visit chqhumane.org. Best place. You can see all of the animals that are available for adoption. And why not take home Molly today? Really, really great. Brian, how late can people, if they were interested in filling out an application, would they be able to come today to see Molly?
We're doing adoptions by appointment. So what they can do is they can fill out the online adoption application at chqhumane.org. Or if they want to do the paper application, they can stop by our Second Chances thrift store and they can pick up a paper application there. They can also call and we'll mail you one for those people who can't get out to the store. So we try to cover everybody's needs.
Right, and I think as we mentioned last week, too, the paper application or the online application doesn't necessarily mean that you're tied to the animal, but it gets the process rolling to meet them.
No, yeah, it all leads to a meet, and we make sure everybody likes each other, it's a good fit, and once that happens, they go home.
All right, awesome. So if anyone's interested in Molly, remember chqhumane.org. Brian Papalea and Molly, thank you both for joining us today. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, certainly a great partnership there, and we really appreciate that. Well, let's now get a check of our final weather forecast with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. And Dakota, everybody's really looking forward to this weekend where it almost seems like we're going to get another shot at summer.
Yes, this could be summer's last breath. Take a look at it here on the weekend planner. Saturday, we're going around 78 degrees, lots of sunshine, so enjoy it. Sunday, even warmer, near 80. Open that pool one more time because I think after this weekend, fall really takes over. Justin?
All right, Dakota, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We are back here on Monday at noon. Hope to see you then. We'll leave you with this live look over downtown Jamestown.